Please, take me to the hospital.
It's your own fault for being weak. Just rest and you'll get better.
I had a high fever of 40 degrees, so I pleaded with my husband to take me to the hospital, but he ignored me and went to work. Being in my final month of pregnancy, I was worried about the baby, so I called a taxi and somehow managed to get to the hospital. As soon as I arrived, I lost consciousness. When I woke up, the doctor told me,
If you had been any later, the baby would have been in danger.
I was furious that my husband had left me. However, what happened next revealed an unexpected truth about my husband's actions. I am Ileana, 38 years old. I married my husband, Santiago, 7 years ago. We had been longing for a child, but it was a difficult journey as we struggled with infertility. We started fertility treatments, but the high medical costs put a strain on our relationship. Santiago would get angry when I tried to cut down on food expenses to save money.
Are you trying to make me sick with these cheap meals?
Even when I was lying down due to feeling unwell, Santiago would say harsh words like,
You don't even work outside, and yet you get to relax?
These difficult times increased. Just when our relationship seemed on the verge of breaking down, I found out I was pregnant. When I told Santiago, he pretended to be happy, but his reaction was colder than I had expected. Despite this, I believed that we could live happily together with our baby. The baby grew healthily, and I finally reached the last month of pregnancy. Daily life with a big belly was tough, but I felt the baby's strong movements and cherished the happiness. When I woke up that day to prepare breakfast as usual, I felt unwell with a severe headache and dizziness. Forcing myself to get up, I began to feel chills. When I measured my temperature, it was already over 40 degrees, and I could barely stand. What's happening all of a sudden? I lay down on the sofa, but there was no sign of improvement. Worried about the baby, I wanted to go to the hospital. Just then, Santiago woke up. Good morning. Sorry to ask suddenly, but can you take me to the hospital?
What's wrong?
I have a high fever of 40 degrees, and I feel terrible. I'm also worried about the baby.
I can't. I have to go to work now.
Can't you go a little later?
Don't be ridiculous. Don't take work lightly. I can't just take a day off. It's your own fault for being weak. You'll get better if you rest.
Despite my plea, Santiago quickly got ready and left for work. More than the shock of being left behind, I was worried about the baby. I called a taxi and forced myself to get up and rush to the hospital. When I arrived, barely conscious, a nurse hurriedly helped me.
It's okay.
I heard a voice from afar. I finally made it. Relieved, I lost consciousness. I was later taken to the treatment room and given N4. When I woke up in the hospital bed, it was 1 p.m. Thanks to the rest, I felt better. As I tried to get up, the doctor came to check on me.
Did you sleep well?
Yes. Is the baby okay?
Yes, but it was dangerous if left untreated. For absolute rest, let's stay in the hospital for a while.
It was sudden, so I wasn't prepared at all. I called Santiago to explain the situation, but I couldn't reach him. Maybe he didn't notice because he's at work. I took Santiago's business card from my wallet and called his company. A woman from the office answered, and when I asked to be connected to Santiago, she responded strangely.
He has taken paternity leave from today. He was excited to accompany his wife for the birth. What a good husband.
I see. Thank you. I ended the call, pretending not to be surprised by Santiago's leave. He left for work this morning, didn't he? While I was suspicious of Santiago lying to his company, a friend called me.
I'm at the service area right now, and I just saw Santiago. But he was holding hands with a woman I don't know.
What? Can you get closer to confirm?
Got it. It looks like they're heading back to the car, so I'll follow them.
I learned about Santiago's secret from my friend's message. I was scared to confirm the truth, but I couldn't just let it go. I pressed my phone to my ear, waiting for her response.
It's hard to say, but...
It's okay. Tell me.
They're kissing in the car.
I was speechless. My heart felt like it was being squeezed, but I told myself to stay calm. Can you switch to a video call? I need to see it for myself. The moment the video call started, I saw Santiago and the unknown woman being intimate on the screen. I suppressed my anger and saved the video on my phone as evidence. Sorry for making you do this. You really helped me. Thank you.
If you need anything, I'm here for you. Call me anytime.
After thanking her and ending the call, tears streamed down my cheeks. Memories of the happy times with Santiago flashed before my eyes like a revolving lantern. There were many happy and tough times, but I believed overcoming them was what made us a couple. While our baby was growing inside me, Santiago was betraying us. My anger didn't subside, and I swore to get revenge on him. Later, prioritizing the safety of both mother and child, I underwent a cesarean section and safely gave birth to a baby girl. We finally met. Let's get along from now on. Holding my baby, who let out a healthy cry, an overwhelming emotion washed over me, and tears flowed naturally. It was a very happy moment. Back in the hospital room, I decided to share the joy with Santiago, but he didn't answer the phone again. I sent him an email and waited for his response while making a call to a certain place. You're really cute. As I gazed at my daughter for a while, I finally received a call back.
Did something happen?
Didn't you notice I called you several times?
I was at work, so of course not.
Sorry to bother you when you're busy. I was calling to report that the baby was born. Can you come to the hospital now?
The baby was born? But I'm sorry, I have work I can't leave right now.
Didn't you say you need to submit the birth certificate to the company to get the congratulatory money?
Oh, right.
So please come. You want to see your daughter's face, don't you?
Got it. It'll take a bit of time, is that okay?
It's fine. I'll be waiting. I hung up the phone and waited for Santiago to arrive. It was about 2 hours later when he arrived at the hospital room.
Sorry. I'm late. Huh? Everyone's already here?
How does it look when the father of the daughter is the last to arrive?
I had to adjust my work schedule. I'm sorry. It's been a while, everyone.
Yes. While Santiago was out of contact, I had informed both my parents and in-laws about the birth. They all rushed to the hospital and met our daughter. Of course, I didn't call them just to introduce our daughter.
Can I hold her too?
No. Everyone was confused by this word, and just as my mother was about to ask why, my words froze the room. I won't let Santiago, the cheating scumbag, hold my daughter.
Hey! What are you talking about?
Don't think you can get away with it just because you think I don't know. You weren't even working today.
What? How do you know that?
You took a week off for paternity leave. You lied to me about working and planned to go on a trip with another woman, didn't you?
Stop joking around in a place like this.
Then what is this? I took out my phone and showed Santiago a video of him kissing an unknown woman. His eyes widened, and he was clearly shaken. I handed the phone to my mother, who was speechless. My father and in-laws looked at the phone screen in turn and fell silent. Then everyone stared sharply at Santiago. Are you still going to say this is different?
Shut up! Filming without permission is a crime.
Say whatever you want. You did something terrible while I was pregnant. If I had been late to the hospital that day, the baby could have been in danger.
You kept nagging about the baby. I even accompanied you for the treatments. What's wrong with having a little fun?
Santiago lashed out and simultaneously complained about the infertility treatments. So that's how you felt.
From now on, I'll be a good father for our daughter. Isn't that enough?
Don't act like her father after doing something so terrible. I'll raise her carefully so she doesn't end up with a man like you.
Don't be ridiculous. She's my child too.
I won't let her call a cheater like you her father. Let's get a divorce.
Stop joking. Everyone makes a mistake once.
At this point, my mother-in-law, who had been silent, spoke up.
Santiago, enough is enough. I didn't raise you to be such a careless child.
Even you, Mom? Please, be on my side.
It's so disgraceful. Not even apologizing to Eliana, you worthless son.
I know I'm wrong. Please, don't be so angry.
Shut up. I'm cutting ties with you.
How does it feel to be abandoned by your parents at such a joyous occasion?
What did you say?
The mother-in-law was angrier than I had ever seen her before. After apologizing to me, she took her belongings and left. The father-in-law also left the hospital room in silence, giving Santiago a cold stare. Realizing that his mother's words were serious, Santiago hung his head. I will file for divorce and demand alimony and child support in a lump sum. Be prepared.
I'll change. Please, give me another chance.
Ignoring Santiago's pleas, I forcibly pushed him out of the hospital room. At that moment, I felt all the strength leave my body. As I let out a deep sigh, my mother patted my back. I felt a great sense of relief, realizing that a mother is always a great presence. At the same time, I felt a strong sense of duty to protect my daughter. 1 month later, the divorce was finalized with $70,000 in child support and $20,000 in alimony. As predicted, the child support was settled in a lump sum. Since the apartment was purchased by me before the marriage, Santiago had to leave. Having lost his home, Santiago tried to stay at his mistress's place, but when she found out he had a wife and child, they had a huge fight, and she dumped him. He was a despicable man who lied about being single and toyed with her. Disowned by his family, he had nowhere to go and was living day-to-day in cheap hotels. Moreover, it was discovered that he took paternity leave under the pretense of attending his wife's childbirth, only to go on a trip with his mistress, which led to his career being ruined and being completely ignored by female colleagues. He can't easily quit his job because of the alimony and child support payments, and it seems he's having a tough time, but I feel no sympathy for him. I am living peacefully with my daughter. Every day, I am filled with emotion as I watch her grow little by little. I received multiple apologies from my in-laws regarding the incident. However, since they had always been good to me, I hold no grudge against them, and we still maintain a good relationship, with them occasionally playing with my daughter. Despite everything that happened, I am happy.
How did you like this story? Please subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video.